Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. Rapper YFN Lucci is currently being held in Fulton County Jail in Atlanta while he awaits trial on murder and RICO charges. Police have accused YFN of being the driver in a drive-by shooting in Atlanta that took place in December of 2020. During an exchange of gunfire, the passenger in Lucci's car, James Adams, was struck in the head and he died. And then after that, somebody in the car pushed his body out into the streets in front of a whole bunch of stunned witnesses. Now, another man, Kevin Wright, was shot in the abdomen and transported by private car to a nearby fire station. Now, after YFN Lucci was arrested, he was charged with murder, assault, and also was hit with a RICO charge, and he has been sitting in the Fulton County Jail for the last 2.5 years. Well, the other day, YFN Lucci's attorney came out and he confirmed that the rapper, whose real name is Rayshawn Lamar Bennett, was offered a 20-year plea deal in his racketeering case. However, he says no deal. YFN's attorney said, quote, "The absurd plea offer being reported is accurate. However, a plea offer is not any indication of the likelihood of a plea. In fact, Mr. Bennett is still waiting after 2.5 years in custody to be given a potential trial date. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office has decided to instead focus on other newer high-profile cases that have completely monopolized the court's resources and have illustrated the Fulton County District Attorney's Office's utter inability to prosecute complex cases. Despite the obstacles consistently being placed in the way of Mr. Bennett's constitutional right to a speedy and fair trial, we continue to be ready and prepared to defend these false allegations." End quote. Listen, YFN Lucci's attorney seems to be pretty adamant that YFN is not taking this plea deal and that he's going to take this case all the way to court. However, the prosecutors say that they got witnesses. So, my question is, should YFN Lucci take the plea deal? 20 years is much better than life in prison without parole. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should YFN take the guaranteed 20, or should he roll those dice and leave his fate in the hands of a jury of his own peers? Now, check it out. The other day, Lil Uzi Vert was doing a live stream, and during the live, somebody came in the comment section and they were like, "Why don't you go find God?" And Lil Uzi Vert said, quote, "Okay, what make you think I don't believe in a higher being just because of what I talk or how I talk? How I look, how I walk, how I react to stuff? That don't mean nothing. Don't ever say nothing." End quote. Listen, that person didn't say, "Do you believe in a higher being?" They said, "Do you believe in God?" And you see, he didn't say, "I believe in God." He said, "I believe in a higher being." Those are two different things. Well, anyways, Lil Uzi Vert went on to say, quote, "Listen, let me tell you something. I know when I do wrong, them ladies I was talking about, my grandma, my mom, they call me when I do wrong. They ain't call me this whole time because they know for real, bruh. So ain't nobody really tripping on nothing because they know me for real. I know how I was raised." End quote. And after that, Lil Uzi Vert said, quote, "You talking about find God? Come on, man. You don't even know me." End quote. I am so confused right now, because how you gonna name yourself after Lucifer and then be getting mad when somebody says you need to go find God? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't want to be a child of God and be out here glorifying the devil. Because 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, quote, "We can be mirrors that brightly reflect the glory of the Lord. And as the Spirit of the Lord works within us, we become more and more like Him." Prayer. May we all continuously reflect God's glory in our words, thoughts, and actions. Amen. End quote. Listen, let me know what you think about Lil Uzi Vert's response when somebody told him that he needs to find God. Now, check it out. In case you didn't know, rapper Future created a foundation called the Free Wishes Foundation. And recently, his foundation partnered up with another foundation to create STEM labs in Atlanta for children who come from marginalized areas. The purpose of the STEM labs is to teach these students science, technology, engineering, and math so that they can really have brighter futures. Now, when speaking about the initiative, Future said, quote, "It's important that all of our students receive access to STEM education, regardless of their background. Our Free Wishes Foundation, in partnership with the 2K Foundations, has helped to make this possible in our Atlanta community. We're thankful for their commitment to support our initiative." End quote. Look, I just love it when artists give back to their community. And I think that providing these kids with STEM access is a wonderful thing, because teaching these kids science, technology, engineering, and math is like giving them the keys to doors that open up to so much more. So, shout out to Future for giving back to the kids. Listen, let me know what you think about Future's philanthropy in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, check it out. The other day, we reported to you that Azealia Banks tried to violate DC YoungFly and say that his wifey's death was because of his karma for trying to play her when she was on Wild 'N Out. Well, recently, somebody asked Nick Cannon what he thought about the whole situation, and this is what Nick said.
I seen recently y'all had the whole Azealia Banks was mad at you, Nick.
Yeah.
What's up with that? She talking about
man,
y'all throwing colorist jokes at her.
I mean, y'all gonna see, cause when I let the public decide for themselves what they believe, but at the end of the day, we build a platform and a stage for people to come and show a side of themselves where they don't take themselves too seriously. And they show that they could have fun with themselves and be vulnerable and be cool. And I think that's why people love the show so much. You get everybody from Kanye to Tiger to whoever, and they come on and
Rose nerves.
Yeah, we show that and she came on, and I mean, that's the thing too, she came on from the beginning to the end and she was involved the whole time, but I think, certain people put batteries in their back, you know what I mean, once they leave and stuff, which I understand.
Was she wilding there though? Cause
yeah, I think, I mean, honestly, I felt bad for her more than anything. I mean, the father in me took over, man. There's nothing, I would never want to see, a young lady cry, you know what I mean? So I kind of put my nurturing hat on in the moment just to make sure that she was all right. And she said she was all right, but I think probably, when you get your team around you and, all your fans and followers, and, you gotta put a little gasoline on it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. I salute her. I respect her. And, I told her, we had a long conversation, backstage as I was kind of trying to build her spirits back up. I was like, yo, we want to highlight you, you know what I mean? And the way you do it is to go out here and show these people that, you're a normal person. And I think it worked for the moment, but she probably, I got nothing but love for her. I mean, again, I think people get on this social media and they get to yapping,
getting at you on social.
It pretty much, that's what it exemplified more than anything. She's a nice, sweet young lady in person, you know what I mean? And very vulnerable and very tender. So I think it might have been a little bit too much for her because we're so used to her persona as who she is online. Right. You put that phone in front of you, you know what I mean? It's a whole different movie when it's, 1,000 people right there. So it's a little different.
Look, I'm not always a fan when it comes to how Nick Cannon deals with the ladies. But I can say I really appreciate how he handled this situation, and I really like the fact that he didn't try to tear another black woman down on social media. So kudos to Nick. Listen, let me know what you think about Nick's response to Azealia Banks. Now, peep this. The other day, Marlon Wayans was removed from a United Airlines plane for allegedly disturbing the peace. According to Marlon, he was trying to get to his show in Kansas City when a ticket agent started stressing him out about his carry-on bags. Marlon said, quote, "Dude tried to lie and say I assaulted him. The video clearly shows I never touched him. He was desperate to try to have some authority. I've flown over 15 million miles in my lifetime and rarely have I had any problems. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a mild-mannered dude. He asked me to consolidate my bags and I complied. Then he said, now I have to go check the bag because now since I consolidated it into one bag, it was too big. At that point, I said, see, now you just effing with me. So I grabbed my ticket off the counter, got on the plane." End quote. So, after Marlon boarded the plane, the ticket agent was not satisfied with the outcome of the situation. So, the ticket agent called the police showed up, they had Marlon removed from the plane, and they gave him a citation for disturbing the peace. Now, when discussing the incident further, Marlon said, quote, "This was harassment, and I will make enough noise to be sure that all of my friends and family and peoples stop flying at United. This will be a corporate matter." End quote. Listen, I think that Marlon has a point, because when he was first dealing with the ticket agent, and the ticket agent saw that he had too many bags and asked him to consolidate the bags, then that would be the time to say that when you do consolidate these bags, you're gonna have to check them in because the bag is gonna be too heavy. You don't wait until after he has consolidated the bags to then turn around and say, now you gotta check the bags. See right there? You're just trying to be funny. And like the good book says, when you're doing something, everything should be done in decency and order. Listen, let me know what you think about Marlon Wayans being kicked off the plane and given a citation for disturbing the peace. Why? Because his carry-on bag was too heavy. Let me know what you think in the comments. And hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Sauce, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.